You haven't been forgetting to take your medication or medicine, have you? I'm catching a little murmur. You should take it easy for a few days. Nurse's words hurt me far more than exhaustion in the morning run ever could. Take it easy for a few days. I should have kept quiet. I keep my eyes on the floor, feeling a bit like a complete idiot. Of course I hadn't been remembering to take my... What? Really? I've been rushing out of my room to get in the track before heavy. After the track meet a few days ago, I felt inspired. You've been forgetting to take your Medicaid. Fucking hell. I've been running warm with the laps in the morning before Emmy shows up. But then today, while she and I were running, I felt a little pain in my chest. I was only slight and it was only for a second, so I mentioned it to the nurse. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I kept running and finished just fine, so really, it couldn't have been that bad. Why do I feel like I'm making excuses to the nurse? Moreover, why do I feel like I need to justify continuing the run despite the pain? Really, it comes down to my being unwilling to concern Emmy, who seemed concerned anyway. I'm not sure how she was able to tell there was anything wrong, but she claims I stumbled a little. She's the one who insisted that I tell the nurse, so now I feel bad for worrying her at all. The nurse is shaking his head ruefully while Emmy passes outside the room. Sal, I know it's difficult for you to get into a new routine, but you don't want to find yourself a little trouble you have to try harder. You can't afford to forget your pills and you can't push yourself too hard. But if I don't push myself, how will I improve? I don't know where that came from. The nurse seems to have an idea. Now where have I heard that before? He laughs and pats me on the shoulder. Ha! She's rubbing off on you, I guess. His expression changes again and he's back to serious mode. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking your medication. It doesn't mean you shouldn't stop if your chest starts to bother you. I'd prefer not to have any fatalities while I'm on my staff here. A bit of a lofty goal, to be sure, but I'm always up for a challenge. I have to admit, I think he's right. I hate to admit it, but I think he's right. I've got to remember to take my medication. You're right. I'm trying to worry you. Who's worried? You're a smart kid, right? I know you can be responsible, Sal. A situation like yours, you've got to learn to be responsible fast. I know. The expression suddenly becomes devious. I suppose you've started to enjoy your runs with Emmy, then, hey? Yeah, they've really been helping me. I mean, until today, I was feeling a lot more healthy. Plus, it's really impressive to see Emmy run. Did you see her at the track meet? She's incredible. The nurse nods, grinning all the while. She was a Sal. I watched her first couple of races before I had some business to take care of. But she told me all about it. Kind of you to loan her your jacket, by the way. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. I had honestly forgotten all about that. I haven't forgotten about. I see the game. I see what you're saying, nurse. The nurse gets a smile that makes me feel like you just made a joke. Not to you, but Emmy certainly appreciates it. And I know she appreciates you running with her in the mornings. This one catching me a little off guard. Sure, she mentioned that it's easier to keep a schedule with an extra person, but I didn't think it was doing her a favor at all. I thought she was doing me a favor helping me follow the doctor's orders. She tries harder when you're around. If there's someone else running with her, she's gonna push herself more. And she tries even harder when you're around, because, well, it's you. What the heck does that mean? Oh, you'd love to know, wouldn't you? He laughs in the style of evil megalomaniac. No, seriously, it's because you're her friend. If Ran ran with her, if Rin ran with her, I'd assume she'd do the same. Well, probably. What would Rin look like running? But that's not the point. The point is, you're helping her even if you don't know who you are. And she's grateful for that, even if she never says it. What do you mean, even if she never says it? Emmy doesn't take a lot, but she and I have known each other a long time that I can read her most of the time. I'll admit it, I have no idea what he's talking about. Emmy always seems pretty talkative to me. I see. The nurse suddenly realizes that he's been rambling and stopped talking, looking a little embarrassed. Anyway, you don't have to stop your morning exercise. Just walk the track instead of running a few days, so things calm down. And take your damn medicine. Well, I laugh as I exit the office, bumping straight into Emmy. Oops, sorry about that. Are you okay? What did the nurse say? Do you need to go to the hospital? Oh my gosh, what did it? It's my fault, wasn't it? I've been pushing you too hard, haven't I? I'm a horrible person. The words pour forth like a torrent. She's really agitated. I didn't expect her to be this concerned about me, to be honest. Gotta calm her down, but what the hell do I do that? I do the only thing I can think of. Whoa. I give her a hug. Emmy tenses up slightly, so I pat her head in what I hope is reassuring manner. Hey, settle down. I'm fine, okay? No worries. I can feel Emmy's body relax as I continue to assure her I'm fine. Her arms wrap around me as if she's trying to confirm that I'm not about to fall over dead. I catch a whiff of her hair. It smells like sweat, or how adrenaline smell. It's a scent of activity, and the hint of strawberries from her shampoo, I suspect. I just need to remember to take my medicine, that's all. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. You're sure? Her voice is muffled, mostly because at the moment her face is pressed into my chest. Yeah, I'm sure. I just need to take a little easy for the next few days. It suddenly occurs to me how close the two of us are. It also occurs to me how nice being this close feels. I can feel Emmy's heartbeat calming down, and I have the resistant urge to rest my chin on top of her head. Thank goodness. You really had me worried there, Sal. Emmy, you gonna come near anytime soon? Oh, I'm sorry, was it? The two of us spring apart as if the other just caught on fire. Emmy presses her hair back nervously and laughs. Of course not. Nurse, I like you a little more now. I'll see you later, okay? Oh, and it's how? Take your damn medicine. I like these two a lot more. This last phrase is punctuated by a punch to the shoulder. Yeah, I'll remember. See you later. The nurse smiles again, like he's on some joke. I don't know about the waves to me as I head to my room, feeling burning in my cheeks. Oh my god. I need a shower. A cold one. If the thoughts running through my head now are any indication, she was really soft. My pills are waiting for me when I make it to my room. I swallow them without a second thought. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the run to take them for some reason. Or for some reason I figured it was when I woke up or not at all. But no. They only need to be taken every 24 hours. The exact time of day doesn't factor into it. My thoughts drift back to the hug in the hallway. It's weird. You expect someone to smell foul after a run, but for some reason, Emmy sound right. That tinge of sweat just seemed to fit her. I really need that shower. Oh my god. This is amazing. It's fucking amazing. That's... I find this, like, hilarious. Strange. But it feels so natural for me to go up to the rooftop these days. I never would have done such a thing at my old school. In those days, I liked to eat alone. No, that's not quite true. Though I like to sit alone, I also like to watch people. I always figured that was the sort of person I was, but it appears I was wrong. Then again, I also thought I was the sort of person who had a normal heart, so you have it. I don't know myself that well. No, but now I'm on the roof so that I can have lunch with a couple of people. And they are both girls, which is even stranger. Oddly enough, I feel closer to Emmy and Rin than I felt to anyone at my old school. Somehow, I get the feeling they'd at least visit me if I wound up in the hospital. I focus on the view from the roof, banishing such thoughts from my head. There's a light breeze blowing and the sun is shining high in the sky. The sky itself is a deep blue with hardly a cloud in it. It's gotten pleasantly warm and I sit down to wait for my friends. I close my eyes and enjoy the feeling of the sun seeping into my skin. Voices intrude upon the edge of hearing. Seems to have fallen asleep on us, Rin. Maybe he's faking, to lull us into a false sense of security. Why would he do that? No idea. Still, you make a good point. We should kick him or something to make sure he's really asleep. Oh, what? Amy looms over me like a short girl cat. Only a short girl cat. Peering at me intently. Oh, you're awake. I guess we don't have to kick you then. Was it part of your master plan? What are you talking about? He shrugs, her twin tails bouncing with emotion. Not sure either. You must be pretty tired to fall asleep out here. Although it's pretty comfortable, I suppose. She plops down next to me and begins to eat. Rin sits opposite from the two of us, a move which only makes me more aware of the girl sitting next to me. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear Rin did it on purpose. Even Rin is in on this. Rin is in on this. I concentrate on my food, trying to tune out the majority of the conversation that Rin and Emmy are having. Despite my best efforts, however, I still find myself glancing over at Emmy whenever she speaks. I noticed how she purses her lips when she's singing about something, squinting slightly as if that would improve her thinking ability. Rin says something that makes Emmy laugh. I noticed perhaps for the first time how she laughs with her whole body rocking back and forth, head thrown back almost like she's about to fall over. I probably look like a creep. It's about time that I realized Emmy is looking at me. Her voice raised slightly, so she probably just asked me a question. Sorry, I kinda zoned out for a moment there. Emmy rolls her eyes, while slightly quirk on her eyebrow. This is only a sign that Rin's even paying attention. I said, did you get a career survey in your class today too? You know, the one of those, what do you do after high school things? I don't think so. Maybe you'll get one tomorrow. What are you gonna put down? That's a really good question. I guess I always figured I'd go to college after high school, but I have no idea what I'd do once I got there. And with that heart attack and all, I'd really been concentrating on each day as it came rather than making long-term plans. I suppose I can safely start planning ahead again. I've always liked having at least a vague plan for my future, so it'll be nice to come up with one again. Of course, it doesn't change the fact that right now I've got absolutely no clue. I've always kind of assumed I'd figure it out in college, or just become a salaryman that's pretty popular. But do I really want to? That's a tough question. I guess I don't really want to do anything. You don't sound very excited about that one, do you? She laughs, then she says it. And I'm caught up with her laugh again. It's so girlish, high and giggly, like a, well, pardon the cliche, like a babbling brook. It bubbles out of her, starting in her belly and working its way up her throat. I can't help but laugh myself. It's infectious. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty unhappy with the salaryman idea. But to be honest, I haven't given much thought for the future recently. I suppose that these days I've been more concerned with living one day at a time. Emmy considers this for a moment and grins. It's a pretty good idea, Sal. I just wrote down pirate. I'm momentarily stunned, then I start laughing. I stop myself and manage to gasp out a question. You're not actually serious, are you? Emmy looks mock offended. Well, I've got the legs for it already, so I kinda figured. Oh my god, Rin, you're cute. Cute over there. Even Rin seemed amused by this. Just you wait, I'll be the terror of the high seas. I'll show you all. I've even been working on my pirate voice. She suddenly springs up and begins swaggering right up and down the rooftop shouting orders. Yar, hear me. Yar, me hearties, give me a broadside with the long goods. We'll wear these guts for garters. Do you even know what that means? Rin's unexpected interruption stops Remy in her tracks. Tracked! Haha! I love these, like... not really. But it's all in the delivery. The ringing of the bell prevents her from demonstrating her point further. Remy dashes off immediately, leaving Rin and myself alone on the roof. Rin stares at me intently for a few moments. All of our faces are just hilarious. Like, is there something wrong? Rin considers the question closely for a moment. After a lengthy pause, she shakes her head. Nope. Oh, why the staring then? Rin shakes her head again. Nope, don't get it. Yeah, what? The staring thing. You two seem to, but I don't. Great, she saw me staring. Well, she's staring, she's like sitting, like right in front of you. Now she's probably thinking I'm a pervert or something. Actually, probably not. This is Rin we're talking about after all. So I feel I need to defend myself. I wasn't staring, I was just tired. Rin actually snorts at this, but she doesn't say anything. Really, I was just distracted is all. Eager to end this conversation, I head back down to class. I'm greeted by these twin specters of Shizune and Misha looking like they mean business. Well, Shizune looks like she means business anyway. Misha looks like she's about to start laughing at any minute. Up on the roof again, Hashad. You know, that's dangerous, don't you? That's right. The school cannot be held responsibility for any injury that comes up from being up there, you know. Furthermore, you could report you for breaking the rules. Misha leans in and whispers conspiratorially. But we won't, Chad. These three are too cute together. She straightens up again, laughing at my sudden blush. Wahaha! You're too easy to tease, Chad. Hey, come on. I'm still new here, sort of. Isn't it mean to pick on the newcomer like this? Nope. It's to help you get acclimated to your new surroundings. Ah, I see. Well, do you have to be so overzealous about it? Yep. Ah, that aside, Chan, we were looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room. Of course I wasn't. I was out for my morning exercise. Or here in class bright and early. Unlike you. Oh, ooh. Shizune looks peeved a beat, and a beat later, so does Misha. Or she tries to, at any rate. That was because of student council business. You should be grateful that we work so hard for you. Oh, I am. So, what do you need from me? Or what did you need for? Not another attempt to rope me in their dirty work, I hope. We had to give you something, but since you weren't around, we dropped it off in your room. Something like that. What? Oh, you'll find it when you get back, Chad. Wow. Matao enters the room and ends our conversation. We all head back to our seats. It's only after I've settled down at my desk and the teachers started talking about something or other that something odd strikes me. What did Rin mean? You two seem to. I think Emmy was Emmy staring at something too? Yeah, you were looking at you, fucking idiots. For a brief moment, I considered the possibility that Emmy was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Of course, that's ridiculous. That would never happen, right? But look at this. It is true. So I can't deny I wouldn't mind if it were true. It is true, you idiot. But it's best not to think of that. No need to get my hopes up. Okay, it's clear that he has a crush on her. Come to think of it, when did I start having hopes like that anyway? I shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. After class, I make my way to my room. Matao really piled on the homework today. Or I could open my door, however, I suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his own room in a flurry of papers. Hey, we need to talk. These rooftop shenanigans of yours, man. They've got to stop. What? You're running around on the rooftop with the limitless wonders. Whoa. Whoa. They're women, man. You got yourself killed running around like that. I don't follow. Kenji sides in the justice class before what could be understood as an attempt at explanation himself patiently. Why does everyone know that they're on the roof together all the time? Look, we're friends, so I'm telling you this for your own good. But if you're gonna kill someone, I do it by throwing them off the roof and making it look like an accident. Oh god. Oh god. I don't know if I should say this, because I don't really plan on doing it. You know, fuck it, I'm not gonna do it, come on. But there is a Kenji arc. And at the end of it, spoiler warning, spoiler, you fall off the roof. You and Kenji get drunk, and you fall off the roof and die. What the fuck? Never thought of it? Okay, whatever. Never thought of it. You can be sure they've thought of it too. They're crafty, almost as crafty as I am. I see. Good. I'm glad we had this chat. Look, loan me 500 yen. I'm sorry? I need to get a drink, man. I've been inside all day and tap water been compromised. As I'm sure you know, so I need to stock up on stock and Cat got it. What to do with it? I need 500 yen. Instead of saving your life with that timely advice, you can at least spare me 500 yen. You know, if it'll make him go away, 500 yen. Oh. You know, if it'll make him go away, 500 yen is bargain. I hand the money over to Kenji, who nods and thanks and dashes off to the hallway, down the hallway, but not before he locks the door. What an exhausting person. I better go in case he changes his mind. I close my door. My heels tap against something lying on the floor. I'm gonna guess it's a letter. A brightly colored rectangle of paper. This must be the something Misha mentioned before. Probably a student council leaflet that she slid under the door. However, when I picked it up, I found that I can have been wrong. Someone actually wrote an old-fashioned handwritten paper letter. Who bothers doing something like this? Day and age, anyway. Yet, as unlikely as prospect of receiving one sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hands. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner, and going to bed in order to be ready for tomorrow morning's run. However, the letter which naturally caught my interest, I stayed at my desk examining it properly. It's the first piece of mail I've received at Yamaku, so it feels special even if it wasn't something as rare as a handwritten letter. What caused me to even more trepidation is the name of the sender. It's written neatly on the back of the envelope. Iwanako. I have no idea why she was write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred, and Iwanako is the last person I expect to want to write me a letter. The time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward, embarrassingly so. She came to my room, or my hospital room, peeled at me an apple out of courtesy, and then we practically sat in silence for half an hour. She said goodbye and then looked at me in the eye when she closed the door. It might have been a natural end to the series of visits that were probably pretty painful for both of us. Every time she visited me in the hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. She looked guilty that I didn't want to say anything that might upset her. I never could figure out the right words to say. I think Iwanako blamed herself for my heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two very different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault. She nodded, and I really think she understood that if it hadn't been that, then sooner or later something else would have made my heart give out. Yet she looked so hopelessly sad every time she opened the door and entered my room, so I never managed to say anything I wanted to say. In the end, it might have hurt her even more. I carefully opened the envelope and drew out the full letter from within. Hey, it's Al, dear Sal. How are you? I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all the second year class got put together in class 3-1 for the final year, so we were pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The moon among the third years seem to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. The teachers are badgering us about it all the time, and even old Mr. Tachiban, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Won't you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like this are the main reason why the moon among the third years are so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in the exams. It's so weird to think we are already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first years seem so young, and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the first whole trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. Yeah, I think I had quite enough of this. I crumpled the sheet of paper and tossed it across my room. My aim is off, and then the letter rolls off under my nightstand instead of going into my wastebasket. That was an apology for abandoning me, except I don't know that I really need it anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here now I've got other things on my mind. Emmy, for starters. It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but that's not something I'm worried about anymore. In fact, I haven't even thought about the hospital and what it feels like forever until this letter came in. It's almost like annoying to have received it. I've got the exams to study for myself, and I have no time for the past. Now with that homework. Do. I've been forgetting to do this. Do.